Sent a message from a mate of mine that he's dealing with a nightmare customer, so I'm going to give him a little call now and see what the situation is.
Hello?
All right, Mike?
Hi, mate, you okay?
I got your message. What's going on, mate?
Nice one for getting back in touch, mate. What it is, I've had a leak. Well, a customer I've been doing work for has had a leak, so I've shot round. What it is, she thought it was coming from the radiator, but it weren't. Some boxing in. So
Right.
I've had to put a small hole in the boxing in, obviously to fix the leak.
Yeah.
The leak's sorted now, but she's not happy. I'm not willing to pay me until the plastering's redone. So I was wondering if you shoot round and get it boxed off for us.
I'm actually free now. Do you think I could go now?
Oh, mate, that'd be great if you could, like, I could get paid then.
Yeah. All right, mate, no worries. I tell you what, text me over the address, Mike. Is it local to me?
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes away.
All right, text me the address, mate. I'll go and have a look now.
Oh, okay, you're the star, mate, thank you.
Oh, no worries, mate. Take it easy, Mike. See you later, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ta-ra,
Ta-ra, mate.
Let's go and see what's going on. Hey, Mike sent us plasterers.
Yeah, come on in. Well, I think it's a bit of a joke if he's trying to charge me £300 and leave a big gaping hole inside the wall.
I know it seems quite bad, but that's a little fix for us. We'll sort that. I've actually got a little YouTube channel, and we film little jobs like this and put them online. Would you be opposed if we just recorded this whole job?
Whatever you want, as long as that hole's fixed.
We're going to get some SBR on this to be able to patch into. Now, in the past, I've showed you different ways of fixing holes like this. I've showed you how to do it with bits of timber. That's a nice quick way of doing it. You put some timber in, you put some plasterboard on, and you skim over it. I've shown you how to do it if you haven't got timber and you've only got plasterboard, where you use plasterboard adhesive. Now I'm going to show you how to do a patch like this if you've got no plasterboard whatsoever, which we haven't, because we've just literally come here spur of the moment. So let's get some SBR on this, because this needs to dry before the next stage. So whilst this is setting, we can get on with the next stage. Now, if you've got a solid wall behind you, you don't have to do this. We haven't, so we're just putting this scrim in here because it's going to catch. Okay, so we've just got some scrim and we've just pushed it into the hole a little bit and made sure it's all overlapping around the edges. It won't stick yet because the SBR is a bit wet, but the scrim is pushed in. That's ready for the next part. Dry fix. We've had a little spot of lunch in the van. We give it 40 minutes whilst we let that foam set, so that should be set now. We'll go in, we'll cut that back, and we'll get the plastering started. Okay, so this is ready now. What we need to do is lay all these scrims down really flat, so the SBR has a chance to set, so these scrims will now stick back nice and flat to this. So we're just going to lay all them down. If they're a bit kinked like that, you might have to just run the knife that way, just to help them go flat. And then the bit where it comes up to the bead, you want to be able to blend into the bead, so you have to just cut that off sort of close. Now you can't cut this off around here, because once it's skimmed, it's these scrims that are stopping this pushing in, so these need to stay over the front of the surface a certain amount at least, but you can cut them quite close to the bead. Then I'm going to take the trowel and just cut it nice and flush. Like that. So that's how you want it, with the scrims on like that. We're ready to skim now.
Is it going to make a mess? Is it going to be dusty, is it?
To be fair, we're going to mix outside, there won't be any dust in here whatsoever. There's going to be just a little bit going on here, but on top of the dust sheet, you won't even know. You won't know we've been once we're done.
Do you want a cup of tea or anything?
Yeah, I'll take a tea, 1 sugar please, thank you. Now, there's only a little bit of water, so we're not going to fill this with half time. We're just going to put maybe half of a sachet in. This is designed, 1 sachet of that for half a bag of plaster makes it half time. Now we're going to use a handful of plaster, so we're going to make it set quicker. Sometimes if you wanted half a bag set faster than half time, you can put 2 sachets in, but you've got to be prepared to go fast when you mix it. Scratcher, fastest way to mix little amounts of plaster. Clean. Okay. Let's just prime the board. Petrified to drop it. Right. Now we're just going to fill out over these scrims. Okay, so now with the accelerator, this isn't going to take long to pick up, but we want the first coat to really go firm. We don't want to be going over it when it's too wet, because what can potentially happen is you'll start taking it back and the scrims will show through. So you want to let this firm up a little bit, and then we're going to wet up the bucket a little bit and put a nice wet second coat on. I've just been speaking to Sarah, and she thought this was going to be a lot more of a bigger job and a lot more mess, so she seems to be quite happy now that it's getting done and sort of so quick, you know. She said that she's had plastering done in the past and the mess was absolutely everywhere. So I've assured her that we're going to stay nice and clean and just here, done, cleaned up, gone. So she seems happy. Flatten this in a little bit. Patching the holes, the easy bit. Blending in the plaster so you can't see. That's the difficult bit. Now, a lot of guys think that you can't patch it in and they say you've got to sand it down, all sorts. But what I'm going to show you is, see how I've blended it straight away from the first coat? It's feathered in, okay? I've flattened it in and I've feathered it in. The next coat, I'll feather it in again. If you consistently feather in on every single time you touch it, then it will blend in. Now what I'm going to do is go slightly past, and then as I'm troweling it up, I'm going to keep wetting that joint and working across it as opposed to just up and over it, making a bump. I'm going to be going across, and that is what's going to make that invisible. You can see the stuff is really firming up in the bucket now. So we know we can wet this up a little bit and get the second coat on. Now, to just get the right amount of water in, I'm just going to use my flat brush. A little bit of water, using the scratcher. Just wet it up a little tiny bit. Now I have got a bit of SBR in that water off my brush, but it's not going to hurt anything, it doesn't matter, you know. It's still quite thick, but because of the accelerator, we haven't really got loads of time to be messing around with it because it will just set. Now, ideally, what we'd usually do is send young Reese now to go and wash this mixing bucket out. It's absolutely cankered in plaster. But Reese is holding the camera so he can't go anywhere, because if he goes off to wash that bucket out, you'll miss the next bit. So he's going to stay. We're going to sacrifice a bucket just for you guys. I'm not sure if this is my favourite bucket trowel. It was the closest thing to the back of the van, so we couldn't be bothered rooting for tools. We just went, grab that, that'll do. Okay, I'm going to give it the first flattening. Now, even on the flattening, you shouldn't have to use water, but on the blend, I'm just going to put a little bit of water like that to make sure this feather's in. It's a hard life. Making sure to just go both ways on this patch so it stays flat. I'm going to go that way and then up as well. It's starting to go dark already, so we can see that it's taking effect. I'm just giving it a bit of edge to make sure that we are flat over that patch. I need to stretch my legs. I'm getting cramped crouching down. Okay, look, because the accelerator, literally 1 minute, and it's ready to go for the polish. So that's it now, just get that. Blend's perfect. Patch is perfect. Let's get Sarah, see if she's happy. We've been here. The longest bit really was having something to eat whilst the foam set. This has literally took us like 10 minutes, so. Just cleaning there behind that hinge. Like that. Last thing you want is plaster all over the door frames. Perfect. Right. So that's it, love. We're all done.
Perfect, that was fast.
Yeah. We've got the pub to go to, so we'll try and be as quick as we can. All right, mate. So I'm sure Mike will be in touch with you and sort anything else out, but that's us for now. Cheers to the brew, thank you.
No problem. Sorry for being a bit of a cow.
It's alright. Hey, listen, I understand. If it was my missus, she'd be going nuts as well. So, all right, love, anyway, take it easy. Come on, Reese, let's go. See you, love, bye-bye.
Call me Bucky, niggas lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How about nigga rapping conscious but he ignorant? How he from the hood but still gon' go legitimate? How he fuck a bunch of bitches but they still respect the women? He still rolling this another, he just got the windows tinted. Homie stabbed me in the back and that can never be forgiven. And my palms been itching, man, I like the superstition.